Hello, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. For All Mankind, last episode came out, episode 5. Uh, an emotional episode that follows. Um, I will say this episode has a lot going on, but a lot going on, and it is not what it could be. I'll state that up front. Hey, Norb or Silver Age, please like and subscribe to this channel. Please give us your comments. So, we have God complexes. We have villains. We have spies. We have riots on Mars. And, the thing I really struggle with this whole thing, this whole season, the characters, the likability of these characters, we've lost this likability. I mean, think about it. Ed Baldwin passes away. He was likable and quirky. And we have some other likable characters, like we have some good Gordy, some stories. We have things that seem like we're moving their narrative forward. We've had some interesting, we didn't know who was playing what side of the line, like Dev. But you look at it now, in this episode 5, going forward, who are we rooting for? Besides characters, are we rooting for Mars? Are we rooting for Earth? What the heck? I mean, we have corporations that are broken, maybe corrupted, espionage. There's governments going at each other. We don't really seem to have a leader that really cares about anybody other than themselves. This is my problem with this episode. This thing could be so much better, and going forward, this thing should be a lot better. This thing had magic. Now, I don't know, there's some soap opera stuff in this. To me, it's kind of disappointing where we are. So I'm giving this a bronze rating, not even middle of the road. It's just there because it just delivers basic concepts. It's watchable, but it doesn't give you anything other than, like, I don't like these guys. I don't like these guys. I think, God complexes, espionage, KPG references. We don't see anything likable. We don't, at first we thought, okay, this is about Mars growing, becoming integrated into the solar system, working with Earth. We knew there were some problems on Earth. But this is like, no, it's just it. And talk about God complexes, Dev. Dev plays his own game. He's got his own narrative. He doesn't give a damn about things. But he goes, you always got to be thinking 4 steps ahead. I know this is going back just a slide from the prior episode, but he is a complex. He wants to control everything to be his way. See, a narcissist? Probably. Does he give a shit about people? No. But he's got this dream. And this freaking dream is this Maru thing now on Mars. But it doesn't really seem to make sense because it seems like he aligns himself with trying to get people off of Mars. But then he wants to create this utopia that go host 1 million people, but he's hosting the way to get all these people off. Come on. And Maru, by the way, refers to sacred mountain in the Hindu and Buddhist and Jain cosmology representing the center of the universe. Gee, doesn't that sound like Dev being the God complex? Give me your thoughts. Oh, this Russian governor used to be a cosmonaut. He obviously does not know how to govern, does not know how to handle people, and he's being puppet mastered. And things he's doing is causing riots to ignite. And we can see this, We know now that there's been this display that's been on out there for Baldwin for over a month. And now it's been exposed that they want to get rid of people and automate things. You can see protests happening, automation, Mars strong, Mars is ours. And then, we got the two corporations are involved. Kurgan, the Russian one, Helix, the American one, M6 in the middle. Sorry, I think that's supposed to be like CBS News now. But there's treachery amongst all these. Nobody trusts each other. It seems they all try to steal each other. And it seems like Kurgan's trying to play Helix's board. And then you have Dev up here doing whatever the hell he's doing. And poor Lita is out there. Lita's probably one of the nicest people we kind of want to root for. And Edward's Baldwin's daughter is kind of another person we want to root for, maybe. But this is part of the core problem here. This, corporations being untrustworthy. This one being pulled by the Soviet KGB strings, I guess. And then, of course, we've got this plan. Eliminate 90% of commercial human operations on Mars through advanced automation by late 2017. Kurgan Corporation and Helios Aerospace for good. And valuable consideration delineated in subsection D, will develop and implement a coordinated program to fully automate iridium mining and support operations on Mars. Helios further agrees to provide Kurgan with purpose-designed robotic systems. Now, I don't know if Alita ever did this. It's a classified memo. Who signed this? Was it the board? Was it Dev? This is a puzzle thing. This is once again a lack of trust in an organization. Urbana, she's definitely treacherous. She only cares about the KGB and the Russians. And she is manipulating this, and she's trying to take control of things. And I think she's trying to get control of Helix as well. And poor Lita, she's telling Lita, we want to go through your files and find out who did this, who's caused all these problems, where your leaks have come from, like a KGB agent. And she's realizing, oh God, there's crap, I'm being stabbed in the back. And she's telling her, you can't steal information from my company, which we already know is happening. And we know she arrived on there. And, the governor's wife, we never heard her name, but I'm convinced she's KBG, and she has been pulling his strings. And, his wife, she's bitching and complaining about Baldwin's thing being up there. Once again, I think she's manipulating him. And eventually she decides she's got to go supposedly back to Earth for some reason. I think she's being recalled. And the governor, her husband, is there. And I don't think we'll ever see his husband too much longer. You see her playing with him as KBG. And she's interested when she's planning to leave. And then this whole thing where we have the Korean guy being framed for murder. We have the one person that believes that someone else is committed on the security force. She does her digging, finds out one of her best friends, Fred, was involved in this stuff. He was lying to her. And that's something, this guy looks like he's trustworthy, but obviously he's not. And the other girl, we think you like her, but she's broken too. She's not a likable character. Another person's not likable. And he goes, well, who do you think basically killed him? Who do you think I got the order from? Treachery. And then, she's in there telling the governor now, you got to put these fires out. You got to stop these riots, and convinces him to put basically martial law in place, and her KGB and lying and controlling him. And she goes, I'm declaring a basewide curfew on Mars, and this thing causes riots to occur. And of course, these guys are just been waiting for the opportunity to actually beat on somebody because they're rent-a-cops. They can't make it on Earth. So riots ensure, no surprise there, guys, right? So, but once again, what is likable in here? The only thing we know is the population of Mars seems to be likable, and they're trying to protect themselves. But everybody else does not seem likable, and everyone else seems like they want to slice and dice this pie and get rid of the people. And so that whole martial action is collapsing. These rent-a-cops run away for the most part, and they break into the command center. And the governor is told by the remaining security force, you need to leave, go to secure location. He's going, no, 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 I'm not. I'm going to stay here. That's where they leave him alone. Now, I hope he gets it. And I hope his wife, who's a KBG agent, etc., all the KBG people get it. Now, going back, talking about spies and that kind of stuff. Margot, I want to hear your thoughts. Is Margot a double agent, triple agent, or is she truly a friend of Alita? Or is she playing the game with Helix's board, Kurgan board? What the hell's going on? I mean, we thought she was redeeming herself, but really, is she? Once again, treachery. And then, prior episode goes, things will, when they trickle down to you, they trickle down to you a little bit. But, it was kind of a warning, I think, as a friend, but I think it was also her playing double triple agent to Alita in the prior episode. And then she baits her into going up to Mars to get her away from the corporate boardroom, I think. So I want to hear your comments on this. And then, of course, we did Arvania did have a conversation with her about how Margot was. And she goes, well, just peachy. Like, I don't think you care, but I think she does, but she doesn't. So who's likable in here? Do you like this current group, season 5? Do you like this? Do you think it could be better? Me personally, I think it'd be better. I want to hear your thoughts. Norbert Silver Age. Please like and subscribe to the show. Have a great day.